Welcome back to another video, and today we're gonna be taking a look at Lotti, okay? Juice WRLD ex-girlfriend. All right, rest in peace to my Juice WRLD, bro. Prayers in the chat, please, in the comments. So because the way she turned out to be after he passed away, she did a whole 180 when he did pass away. It's crazy. A whole 180. This is absolutely insane.
From threatening to leak a supposed SEX tape, to fueling conspiracy theories about Juice WRLD's death, to selling his clothes on OnlyFans, Lotti didn't just
Selling his clothes on OnlyFans? I don't even think I heard about that. I know the watch thing, especially the guy who she was dating. When she started, I think after Watch started that OnlyFans stuff, he was wearing his clothes, which is crazy. So the watch and the clothes that he was wearing, that's crazy. Okay? That was insane. That was beyond, like, and where was the mother? Like, I understand that she's like got her own thing. I'm not saying that to attack her. Where was she when that time happened? But I thought those clothes should have been given back to the mother. Not that she should still hold on to that. That should have been something that should been given back to the mother. Lotti should have known that. She should have gave those clothes back to her mother because that her mother should be withholding that stuff, not her. If I'm being honest, no. I don't give a if she's a girlfriend. All those belongings should go to the mother. She should not be holding on to that. She didn't buy that shit, okay? Because if I'm being honest, since she's the parent, she should hold on to that stuff. Especially the expensive items. All the other stuff should have been given back to the mother. The fact that she kept that shit is wild in itself. She had no right to be holding on to that stuff.
cross a line. She took the line, erased it, and drew her own. Juice WRLD gave her everything. He gave her a lifestyle she'd never likely be able to live on her own. And how did she repay him? By turning his legacy into a cash cow. It's beyond disrespectful and it's exploitative. Lotti's behavior impacted more than just the memory of Juice WRLD. It casted a shadow over the positive legacy he was trying to build and deeply affected those who loved and supported him. It affected his fans, his family, and everyone who looked up to him. In this video, I want to go over the insane behavior Allie exuded after Juice WRLD's passing. The kind of actions that left fans questioning her true motives and wondering how someone so close to him could have showed such little respect.
It's crazy.
For anyone who's not familiar with the name, Lotti is a 30-year-old woman who gained fame primarily through a relationship with the late rapper Juice WRLD. Unlike others who might honor a loved one's memory quietly, Allie has taken a very public and frankly troubling approach. She's become known not for her own accomplishments, but for a consistent and often exploitative use of Juice WRLD's legacy, sadly to keep herself relevant. Since his tragic passing, Allie's behavior has raised countless eyebrows, leaving fans to wonder about her intentions, rather than moving on respect.
And you know what's crazy, man? Like we are never going to be able to tell, okay? Because they can act like this right in front of you, but when you are in heaven, you don't know what's gonna go down after you're gone, right? And this is just disrespectful as hell to Juice WRLD's legacy. And it's just sad as hell. These females are just very stupid. Like, move on, but what I am saying, don't disrespect the man that gave you everything, that gave you something that we thought you were going to remember. And clearly you took that memory, all those memories, and you kind of basically burned them and you stomped all over them when you did the shit that you did, giving out his clothes, selling his clothes, having your new boyfriend wear his watches and clothes. That's disrespectful. So you deserve all the hate that you get. But she don't care. She's an OnlyFans thotty now. And nobody cares about this girl anymore.
Respectfully, she capitalized on his name in ways that have ranged from controversial to outright offensive, causing immense frustration among Juice fans and deep emotional pain for his family and friends. Whether it's creating scandalous narratives, selling his personal items, or promoting wild conspiracy theories, Allie's actions have made it clear that her attachment to Juice's legacy is anything but respectful. Each move she made seemed to generate attention, leaving fans to question where her love for Juice ends and where her desire for clout began. Allie managed to turn every piece of her connection to Juice WRLD into a potential moneymaker, pulling in OnlyFans subscribers, selling merchandise, and pushing controversial narratives, all while riding the wave of his fame and devoted fanbase. For her, it seems that no boundary was too far, and no memory was too sacred. She's profited off of Juice WRLD's memory in ways that go beyond normal grieving, showing a ridiculous disregard for the man she once claimed to love. She simply managed to turn her relationship with him into a brand, and it's not a brand rooted in respect or tribute, it's one built on drama.
Bro, it's so sad when I think about this, bro. It's just like, it's super sad, bro. It really is. Because looking at this man, just the way he was hurting, after he leave, you do this. Damn, bro, that's
sensationalism and dollar signs. This isn't just a story of grief gone wrong. It's a case study in exploitation and how someone's memory can be turned into a twisted form of self-promotion. Allie Lotti and Juice WRLD's story began like a modern-day romance in the digital age through Instagram. In 2018, Allie slid into Juice WRLD's DMs, starting with a simple message that said, "Good music. Keep it up, kid." Juice WRLD, who was rapidly rising to fame at that point, took notice, and her message sparked an ongoing conversation that eventually led to their first meeting. A few months after that first message, while Juice was on tour, they decided to meet in person in Rhode Island. According to Allie, they spent the next 4 days together, and it was during this time that their connection deepened. For Juice, who was just beginning to experience the pressures of fame, Allie seemed like a supportive figure, someone who could provide companionship and an escape from the intensity of his career. As their relationship progressed, Juice WRLD and Allie became almost inseparable, and with that closeness came an increasingly complex and, at times, toxic dynamic. Allie was there through many of Juice's highs and lows, accompanying him on tours, studio sessions, and appearances, all while sharing his intense lifestyle. Juice was known for being open about his struggles with addiction, and he frequently relied on substances to cope with the pressures of fame, anxiety, and mental health battles. Allie, in return, was right there with him, not just as a companion, but as someone who actively indulged in this behavior. Together, Juice WRLD and Allie shared a lifestyle that included substance use.
You know, man, and oh my God, if you watch that documentary of Juice WRLD, I think it's called Into the Abyss. That was so hard to watch. That was so hard to watch. And I hope kids out there are not watching that documentary. Like they need to wait, because I know how Juice WRLD fan base is. It's a very large fan base that might consume a bit of kids as well. Please, please, if you've never seen the documentary, do not watch it until you are 18. It was nothing but pills after pills after pills after pills. Just right in front of the camera, bro. Pills after pills, just taking them. Jesus, and nobody said a god thing, man. Not a damn thing.
And unfortunately, that struggle became an undeniable part of their relationship. Though we may not know if Allie faced the same addiction battles as Juice, it's clear that the pressures and personal challenges they both experienced created an environment where dependency became deeply entangled in their bond. Instead of finding relief from their struggles, they found themselves caught up in a cycle that only drew them further into that lifestyle, where love and dependency became hard to separate. It's important to remember that addiction is a complex and consuming struggle, often clouding the best intentions of even the most caring people. In their case, substances became part of their relationship, a coping mechanism that, while perhaps providing temporary comfort, only strengthened the toxic elements that were pulling them down. For Juice, this dynamic may have blurred the lines between support and reinforcement, making it harder for him to confront his own demons. Those who knew Juice later reflected on how, although their relationship was filled with real affection, the shared lifestyle may have also magnified some of his worst habits. The heartbreaking reality is that, whether intentional or not, both Juice and Allie were caught up in something bigger than themselves, a cycle that, despite their love, ultimately led to deeper struggles. For fans, this was devastating to learn. What appeared on the surface as a loving, supportive relationship was, in reality, filled with a lot of darkness. Juice's music even alluded to this toxic side, with lyrics that painted a picture of inner turmoil, dependency, and love that couldn't truly save him. The sad truth was that their shared habits likely contributed to the mental and physical toll on Juice, and even though he cared deeply for Allie, the relationship didn't offer him the support he needed to overcome his personal demons. Instead, it seemed to feed into them. This combination of love and toxic dependency became one of the most tragic aspects of Juice's life. It's a story that adds another layer of heartbreak to his legacy, and as fans and loved ones are left wondering what might have been different if the relationship had been a source of strength rather than a reinforcement of his struggles. Juice WRLD, real name Jared Higgins, was a rising star known for his emotional transparency, opening up about struggles with addiction, anxiety, and mental health. His music resonated with fans worldwide who saw themselves in his lyrics. In December 2019, however, just days after his 21st birthday, Juice tragically passed away after an accidental overdose following a seizure at Chicago Midway Airport. The seizure was triggered as federal agents awaited his arrival, acting on a tip that the plane was carrying contraband. Allie was with him during this tragic event. His death shook fans, friends, and his family to the core. But while most mourned, Allie began to act differently. Her grieving didn't look like a partner devastated by loss.
You guys think he died from a drug overdose? You're wrong!
It looked like a reality show, one where she was both the protagonist and antagonist, doing whatever it took to stay relevant. Almost 3 years after Juice's death, in November 2022, rumors began circulating that Allie had moved on with a new boyfriend. Now, people generally weren't upset that she was dating someone new. That's natural.
And that's natural. That's cool. But when you start doing that little, the lowest of the low to disrespect his name like that, just because, keep this in mind, she's not bad at Juice WRLD. She's mad at the fans. Get mad at the fans, but don't get mad at his legacy and the that you went through with Juice WRLD. Okay? Because you're disrespecting his name even though he's not there. How low can you be? How low can you be, bro? To do that shit. That's low as hell. And you might have people that might attack you for moving on to a different person. Even though we all know as human beings, we're all going to move on. We're all going to move on. That's how life is. That's how life goes. But if you're going to get mad at people for what they're saying to you, the bad comments, the hate, all this other, move that shit to the side. Don't involve Juice WRLD legacy in it. Because that was fucked up for you to do. You know that shit. You look stupid as hell. I don't know why you did that shit.
When everyone has the right to move on. But here's the thing. It wasn't the dating that sparked outrage. It was the disrespect. Allie's new boyfriend, allegedly only 18 at the time, posted a video on Instagram wearing a watch that Juice WRLD had gifted Allie. Not only that, he was also playing Juice's track Burn in the background, seemingly mocking the late rapper. Fans were outraged, and rightly so. That watch wasn't just a piece of jewelry. It was a symbol of their relationship, of the man Juice was. To see it on a random guy's wrist while he flexed it to Juice WRLD's own music felt like a violation. A spit in the face of Juice's legacy.
Exactly.
Juice's fan base didn't stay silent. They flooded social media, expressing their anger and disbelief. Allie's response? Well, silence. She didn't issue an apology, didn't address the fans, nothing. Her indifference spoke volumes. A few days after the watch incident, Allie took to Instagram Live. The video was chaotic, with Allie appearing visibly erratic, and many fans commented on her unsettling behavior. And then came the bombshell. In a twist that felt like it was scripted for drama, Allie claimed that Juice WRLD hadn't died from an overdose, alluding to some hidden truth about his death.
You guys think he died from a drug overdose? You're wrong! You're wrong! Literally, you're wrong!
This wasn't just irresponsible, it was cruel. Juice fans, friends, and especially his family had been working through the grief, piercing together their lives in his absence. For Allie to come forward with conspiracy theories added insult to the injury. DJ Scheme, a close friend of Juice, even spoke out saying, "Sorry to the fans, y'all don't deserve this." Fans echoed the sentiment, frustrated not only by her words, but by the way she disregarded the emotional toll on everyone who loved Juice. At this point, we're seeing a pattern. Allie's not just grieving, she's manipulating. She's weaponizing Juice's death, dangling cryptic insider information to keep people interested.
Manipulating.
This wasn't about honoring his legacy. It was about making sure she stayed relevant. Fast forward to January 2023, and Allie hit a controversial and troubling low. Screenshots surfaced from her OnlyFans account, where she seemed to be promoting an alleged SEX tape featuring herself and Juice WRLD. Her pitch: hackers are trying to leak my old SEX tape with my ex-fiance. I don't care anymore. I'll leak it myself, Lotti said. With that one statement, Juice WRLD's memory was reduced to content on her OnlyFans page. A painful exploitation of his legacy for clicks, subscriptions, and fast cash. It wasn't just disrespectful. It was an outright betrayal of trust.
Like, yo, listen, whatever y'all did in the past, that's in the past. But why would you leak that yourself? Why would you? This girl is insane. This girl is insane. Somebody should have really dealt with her. Literally, like, you should have dealt with her and her bullshit. Nobody came out to say nothing to her, confront her. I would have, bro, if I was Juice WRLD closest homie, I would have said something for sure. Like, I'm not gonna let you disrespect my man's name like that. Like, bro, what the
and intimacy that was never meant to be monetized. Around the same time, Allie's life took another chaotic turn. She was arrested in Arkansas on charges of possession of methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin, and drug paraphernalia.
Jesus
a shocking
Christ.
and serious development that further clouded her association with Juice WRLD's memory. This arrest added yet another layer to her public image.
Yeah, she looked crazy, bro. Jesus Christ, that's what that did to you, girl? Look crazy, but you know what? You deserve it.
Highlighting a potentially deeper level of struggle and desperation. For many fans and those who knew Juice, the news only solidified concerns about the path she was on, showing how far she'd strayed from the person who once stood by his side. As for the response to the OnlyFans content, fans were horrified. Rapper Denzel Curry and other figures within the hip-hop community spoke out, their disappointment and anger echoing the sentiments of Juice's devoted followers. Curry's tweet, "Let Juice WRLD rest, man," captured the anger and disbelief felt by those who had admired Juice, not only for his music, but for his openness and vulnerability. For Allie to capitalize on their private moments and then claim she was being threatened was, to many, a shameless exploitation, an excuse that failed to mask her true motives. The backlash was swift and intense. Fans flooded social media with expressions of heartbreak, betrayal, and disgust. To them, this wasn't just a tasteless move, it was a violation of trust. Juice WRLD had opened his life to his fans, and they, in turn, had embraced his music and his struggles as their own. To see someone so close to him, degrade his memory in this way felt like a profound insult to everything Juice stood for. The timing
that was real. When he delivered Death Race for Love, that was for real. That was a real life, pain, and suffering he actually put into that album. That it came from the heart, for sure, for a fact. That is one of my favorite albums of all time. Classic, and means so much to me when that album came out. And to see this dumb disrespect his name like that, it's shameful. It's shameful. And there's no amount of guilt or any type of feeling to make me think that, oh, Juice WRLD fucked up for dating this girl. No. Not at all. I could never ever think that, because she presented a character to him and the audience to make it seem like, or she did what we thought she really felt that way about Juice WRLD, how she loved him and everything. About the love. That's all it's really about, is the love. But when he passed away, it changed. She changed and went berserk on his legacy. And that tells us she was waiting for her moment to shine, to be disruptive, and destroy everything that everybody praised her as this beautiful woman, to be with Juice WRLD through his hardest times ever. Crazy. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD, bro. You don't deserve this at all, bro.
These actions, so close to her arrest, made Allie's motivation seem even more transparent. It was as though she was grasping at any remaining ties to Juice to maintain her relevance and generate income. The hip-hop community and Juice's fan base saw through it, and they called her out for crossing a line that should have never been crossed. For many, her actions symbolized the ultimate betrayal, not just of Juice's legacy, but of the fans who had loved and supported him through everything. The psychology here is complex. Allie's actions hint at desperation for attention, a craving for relevancy, even at the expense of someone she once loved. For someone whose only claim to fame is her association with Juice WRLD, her relevance is tied to his name, and she's shown she's willing to push any boundary to keep people talking. Then came March 2023, when screenshots from Allie's OnlyFans emerged once again. This time she was selling Juice WRLD's clothes. But this wasn't just...
I think I might have seen that. I think I did. Oh my god, bro.
some random garage sale, she listed high-value items such as custom tour merch, signature goggles.
And this is what I'm saying, though. All this should have went back to the mother. She should be withholding. She should be holding this stuff, these items. This has nothing. This should not belong to her at all. Somebody should have told her, no, you cannot hold on to these items. Yo, they didn't really give a fuck about Juice WRLD, man. This is really making me hardly think that nobody cared about Juice WRLD.
Supreme Louis Vuitton hoodies, items deeply personal to Juice's fans. Prices range from $1,300 to $3,000, and Ali said she needed to get rid of them fast. Lil Bibby reportedly bought certain items to keep them from being sold publicly. If that's true, it's pretty sad how people who were close to Juice WRLD had to protect his legacy from someone he once trusted. This isn't just a story of
you bought the clothes. What? Lil Bibby, come on, bro. You gave that bitch money. Nigga, you are the one who signed him. So if anything, that's your money being sold. No disrespect, but that's your money being sold. You bought the clothes from her knowing that she is psychotic for even trying to sell his clothes.
Woman's shameless actions. It's a case study in how some people react to fame and the intoxicating pull of attention. Ali's story feels like a never-ending tragedy, but not in the way you might think. This isn't the tragedy of a woman mourning her lover. It's a tragedy of a woman willing to sell her soul for quick profit and attention. Psychologically, we're seeing a blend of attention-seeking behavior and something even darker, emotional exploitation. Ali seems to understand that Juice's memory is very valuable, that every item, every memory is a commodity, and she monetized it all. This isn't just craving out loud, it's transforming someone's legacy into a constant money machine. The actions of Ali Lotti unfortunately took a toll on Juice WRLD's fanbase. For Juice's fans, he was more than just a rapper. He was a symbol of vulnerability, someone who openly discussed addiction, mental health, and the weight of fame. Fans saw themselves in him, connected deeply with his lyrics, and mourned his death as if they lost a friend. To watch his memory twisted and manipulated by someone who once claimed to love him is heartbreaking. Juice's mother, Carmela Wallace, never publicly addressed Ali's actions, but it's hard not to imagine the profound sadness and disappointment.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and I know I said this before, like, where was she? But this is the mother of this child. And she probably seen all of this, but what was she going to do? Like, what? Even though I know I expected her maybe to come in the light and shine like, yo, Ali, you're wrong for this. But then again, this could have broke her heart to see this. Probably bawling her eyes out that somebody like this dumbass girl would do this. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I take that back because she could have been bawling her eyes out to see Ali do this. Even though I feel like maybe she could have, like, said something to somebody and had all this figured out and you know, could have, like, got one of the, not Lil Baby, because clearly his dumb just bought the clothes. And I think, like, that's just stupid to do because you signed Juice WRLD. You made money with Juice WRLD. The fact that you couldn't take none of those items away is crazy. You telling me you don't have none of those possessions to the items as well? Come on, bro. The fuck? It just don't make no sense to me. And it's just sad. But then again, I gotta think in the mother position of how she would feel if she saw this. And it is what it is. You know? It's just sad.
She might have felt watching it all unfold. Carmela had poured her heart into building something positive from the tragedy of her son's passing. Through the Live Free 999 Foundation, she turned her grief into a mission of compassion, advocating for mental health, support, and addiction recovery, a cause that would honor Juice's struggles and uplift others facing similar battles. To see Ali, someone who once claimed to love her son, using his memory as a tool for personal gain must have felt like a gut-wrenching betrayal. As a mother, Carmela had already suffered from the unimaginable loss of her son.
For
witnessing his memory, used in such self-serving ways, might have deepened that pain. pain, forcing her to endure fresh wounds in the wake of his passing. Each OnlyFans post, each scandalous rumor, each shameless attempt to profit off of his legacy likely left Carmela feeling helpless to shield her son's memory from exploitation, adding layers of heartache to her already heavy grief. While she's never spoken about Ali publicly, one can only assume the fierce sense of protectiveness she might have felt, the desire to preserve the beauty and integrity of Juice's legacy untainted by drama and disrespect. For a mother who has devoted herself to honoring her son in ways that truly mattered, Ali's actions must have felt like an insult to everything Carmela was trying to build, leaving her to silently shoulder a grief that seemed to grow with each public situation.
But it just happened so fast. It's like one day he was gone, so I didn't have time to prepare, that he's not going to be here because he went from high school to Juice World.
Ali Lotti's actions following Juice WRLD's passing have left a painful mark on his legacy, one that goes far beyond typical public drama. Her behavior, a pattern of exploitation through OnlyFans promotions, conspiracy theories, and public stunts, has not only disappointed Juice's devoted fanbase, but has likely placed an unimaginable burden on his mother, Carmela Wallace. While Carmela has channeled her grief into something meaningful by being the founder of an organization to support mental health and addiction recovery in her son's honor, Ali's choices seem to reflect an unwillingness to let.
And to think that you would want to, have a different light when you're in the presence of his mother. You know what I mean? Like, you should be, have more respect, of course, for yourself. And not only that, but in front of the mother. And the fact that she did all this scandalous, crazy ass shit. Wow. You would really put the mother through all that. And keep in mind, if I'm not mistaken, Juice WRLD is the only child. Correct me if I am wrong, but I'm sure Juice WRLD is the only child. So knowing that he's the only child, you deadass would put his mother through all of that? She also lost her husband, with Juice WRLD also talking about in a unreleased track about his father passing. Not only that she lost her husband, she lost her fucking child, her baby, her fucking world to her, to be the next generation after she passes. You would put her through all that? This bitch. Knowing all of this, you know all of that, and you still put her through that shit? Fuck you, bitch.
Let go of the attention his name brings her, even if it comes at the cost of his dignity. For fans who saw Juice as a vulnerable artist who opened up about his struggles to make others feel less alone, Ali's actions feel like a violation, a sad reminder of how fame can expose both the best and the worst in those left behind. In the end, this story highlights a stark contrast between Carmela's respectful preservation of her son's memory and Ali Lotti's controversial path. Will Ali Lotti ever change? That's a question only time can answer.
These thotties don't change. These thotties don't change, bro. Come on, man. She sell her body to OnlyFans because she's a forever thought. Forever thought. Forever. A thotty. We will never forgive that bitch on earth. Never. As long as she exists, she will never be forgiven. Ever. She destroyed somebody's legacy on the internet and put his mother through all the agony and grieving. See all this she done to unfold right in front of her eyes and our eyes. That would not ever be forgiven. You can keep that to OnlyFans. She would never be a Juice WRLD fan to us or any type of Juice WRLD involvement, naming, and his legacy. No, we will never forget that thought. You can keep that thought. God will never accept that thought. Okay? Okay? We will never. Okay? Jesus cannot save her neither. Okay? The minute she started doing all this crazy stuff and sold her body to OnlyFans, she has been a known thought, and fucking God will never forgive her. Okay? So no, these cannot be saved. And you should know that, Blackie Speaks. These cannot be saved.
But it's hard to ignore the patterns she's shown over the years. Changing would mean taking accountability, respecting Juice WRLD's legacy, and perhaps letting go of the attention she's gained through his name. True change would likely require deep self-reflection and a shift in values, moving away from clout-chasing behaviors towards something more meaningful. For many, that might seem unlikely based on her past actions, but it's never impossible. Whether or not Ali chooses to grow from her past ultimately depends on her willingness to see the harm she's caused and commit to something different. Anyway, the insane mind of Ali Lotti. Any thoughts on this conversation?
Well, you already know my thoughts. I reacted to the video. I said everything I needed to say. that bitch. And God is not gonna save you. Nobody's gonna save you. Okay. Because when you're in your 30s right now, you might be dating a 18-year-old. I don't know where the fuck you at. I hope you're on the bottom of the fucking earth. I hope you lost everything, because the way you treated Juice WRLD's legacy, the way you treated the fans, his mother, on camera and everything that you unfolded, that was crazy and not needed to use for clout, money, and more attention. I hope that you have lost everything you loved. You stupid whore.